5. I'm Fox 33 Chief Meteorologist Scott Chesner.
Everyone, listen up.
KWKH AM Shreveport Bossier.
With the first pick.
The home of LSU sports is 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back here on 1130 The Tiger, your 50,000-watt hydrant collider of sports, the Tim Fletcher Show. My name's Tim Fletcher, STK, Sid the Kid here, along with Cupcake. 320-1130 is our phone number on the Encompass Sports Line. We are happy to bring to you Michael Vick. Well, let me ask you this. The first question we have for you, is it Michael or is it Mike Vick?
Mike.
It's Mike. What happened to Michael? When did that go away?
It never went away.
It never went away. So Mike Vick is joining us now, and I guess, first of all, welcome. You're going to be coming into the city tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
For the football camp that Mayor Glover has put together. First of all, explain to us what it's like for you. What's the message you try to get out to kids when you have an opportunity to speak to them?
I try to encourage them to have a dream when they're young. I feel like if that's the case, then you have something to shoot for. If you have no vision or no dream, then you can't go anywhere in life. And I think you just kind of, just try to, move through life and figure it out as you go. It's not that easy. You have to have, a path laid out to success. And I think, that's the most important message that I can deliver to kids right now is that, have a dream, because I had one and I was able to accomplish it, and it can be done.
Do you think that's one of the problems plaguing inner city kids in particular, is that the ability to dream just doesn't seem possible?
Yeah, I think the problem that plague inner city kids is just not having opportunity. I think they reach a certain point in their life, and the assets are not there to achieve the things that they want to achieve, and I think that's up to the community leaders and the people who are prominent in the area to figure out ways to help our youth understand that they are the future, but they got to be provided the material to and the substance to go out and make that happen. And I think sometimes it's just not there for them, and they give up.
Mike Vick, New York Jets quarterback, joining us here on the Tim Fletcher Show, bringing the Mike Vick Comedy Explosion Tour to Shreveport. Where in the world did this idea come from?
Well, some of my teammates was talking about it for a long time, and then the prank call happened, and then, we kind of was putting it together a long time ago, and I figured, I would do something different. It's something I've never done before. It'll continue to, help my brand, so to speak, and it's great to be able to do things off the field that people respond well to. I'm everybody think I'm doing comedy, but I'm not doing comedy. I'm going to watch the comedy show like everybody else. I'm just hosting it, but I just had an opportunity to do it, man. I figured, why not? It would be fun for myself, my family, my friends to attend and have a laugh with some people of different backgrounds. And,
of course, you're talking about the prank phone call on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of went viral, and certainly, in the professional athlete circle, I assume that kind of ran rampant there. Now, Mike, when you show up here, obviously Mayor Glover is rolling out the red carpet with the football camp. I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but there are two factions that are going to be greeting you when you get to the Strand Theater. There is going to be a group that is going to protest your appearance. There's also a group organizing a forgiveness rally. Is this something that you have grown accustomed to in your travels, that there is going to be people who are against you and people who are pulling for you? Are you used to that?
I'll be honest, I'm not really used to that. I haven't really experienced this, but on several occasions, and it's been very few. So, it's going to be different, man. I mean, this is like the second or third time that this has happened, and, I think, in my life, I just have to continue to push forward, man, and not worry about, the things that will set me back again. I'm trying to do a lot in my life for the better, and in a lot of other people's lives to help change their lives. So I think that's what's most important right now. With the focus, that's what the focus has to be on, and I can't let this be a deterrent.
Who is more unrecognizable to the other, Mike Vick in 2014 trying to recognize Mike Vick in 2007, or the 2007 Mike Vick if he could look at the 2014 Mike Vick?
I think, as currently, the 2014 Mike Vick trying to look at the 2007 Mike Vick, it wasn't too much of a difference. Just, I just think understanding of my position and, what, I had at stake and what I had to risk and what I had to lose. And, just not pretty much paying attention to life and what life had to offer and taking it seriously. And that was everything that happened to me was just God punishing me and helping me get back on the right track and doing the things that I think he put me on this earth to do.
And that kind of boils back down to the message you're going to be giving to the kids again tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, in the atmosphere with kids now, they ask me questions that don't obtain to the things that happened in my life.
Right.
They want to know, how can they put themselves in a position that I'm in. And, so the messages are different and not what people think. I don't have to go and preach and say, do the right thing and, be careful of what you do at night and watch who you friend. No, I go and talk to them and tell them, exactly my experiences and what happened and, how they can, achieve the same things if they follow a certain path. It's not all in the negative. It's all positive.
Mike Vick joining us, New York Jets quarterback here on the Tim Fletcher Show. We only have a couple of minutes to spend with Mike, so we want to ask some football questions, obviously. A different atmosphere for you now with the Jets, and it seems like a different kind of role for you. How does it feel to be the old guy, the gray hair, and the wise one, as opposed to the guy who is trying to set the mark? Does it feel different for you to be Geno Smith's tutor and to lead him along? Do you embrace this role, or is there still a part of you that aches to be on the field instead of Geno Smith?
I think a little bit of both. I appreciate the fact that I can still play and then feel like I can play at a high level when needed. I appreciate the fact that I have a chance to go out and work with Geno and watch him grow and watch him develop. But the competitiveness is still there in me. I still feel like, I'm not outdated or, I've been in the league too long or I've been around too long. I still feel like there's a place for me in the NFL, and I'm thankful for that. And I just got to continue to, work hard and understand my role, as the season goes on, as the years goes on, and, just try to stay in shape, man, and always stay ready to play.
Mike Vick with us here, and when you look at the quarterbacks in the league now and the way that the league has kind of evolved with RG3, Russell Wilson, and now, with Colin Kaepernick doing his thing, Johnny Manziel coming into the league, they're going to be doing what you did, prior to the spread and the run pass dual threat quarterback really became in vogue. Do you think that this style of play from these quarterbacks, especially the young ones like this, is it here for the long haul, or is this a passing fad for guys like this to have some success in the league?
It's not a passing fad at all. I mean, you think about the quarterbacks in the 80s and 90s. I mean, you still had guys who could move, who were mobile. You still had Doug Flutie out there running around, and you had Randall Cunningham, and you had John Elway. So, it's not a passing fad. I mean, coaches love quarterbacks who are two-dimensional and can get it done, with their arms or with the arm or with the legs. I mean, and who wouldn't want that? So I think it'll forever, exist in the NFL and college and high school, and I think it's what a lot of young quarterbacks inspire to be now. The next Colin Kaepernick or RG3 or Mike Vick or Russell Wilson. That's kind of cool, man. I mean, I won't necessarily say we need more of them, but because the league will become, it'll be so tough to win. But I think eventually it's going to evolve to that.
Couple more questions for you because we know you have to go. Around here, East Texas is just across the border from us. Aggie fans are everywhere. Do you think Johnny Manziel is going to be successful in the league?
Absolutely. I think Johnny Manziel have a great career. I think as long as he has the proper guidance from a quarterbacking standpoint, meaning, the coaches around him, the system that he's in. If the coaches understand what Johnny Manziel's strengths are and how to use them, it's going to be an awesome opportunity for everybody to see Johnny Manziel progress in the league. I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to all play out. It's a lot of hype surrounding, what he'll be able to do. And I can't wait to see him take on that challenge, and that's what it's all about. He's a competitor, so he'll be ready for it.
Mike Vick coming to town Friday. He'll be at a football camp at 5 p.m. at Independence Stadium, a free football camp. If you want to bring your child out there, he'll be more than happy to give him the lowdown, hoedown on what it takes to get out of the city and to get to reach your dreams. And again, Mike, the Comedy Explosion Tour at the Strand Theater Saturday, there's going to be one side of the street that's going to have a protest, one side organizing a forgiveness rally. What would you say to those protesting if you had a chance to talk to them? And what would you say to those with the forgiveness rally if you had a chance to talk to them?
I mean, I really don't get into the protesting thing and what people, have to say, because they can be so opinionated at times. But I would just tell them, if I had to stand up with a microphone in front of those protesters, I would tell them that people make mistakes. I've made amends for mine, and in the midst of doing that, I've helped more animals than I've hurt them by bringing awareness to this whole situation. So just look at the positives in that. For the people who are putting on the rally, I would thank them and just say, the rally for forgiveness, I would thank them and let them know that, if there's ever anybody else who, has been given a second chance and had another opportunity to, turn their life around, then continue to support, continue to be there, because people like me appreciate people like them.
If there's ever a movie made about Michael Vick, what would the movie poster say to get people into the theater? The Michael Vick story, fill in the blank. What would be the tagline for that movie poster?
The Michael Vick story, based on a true story. That's all. I mean, I don't know, but I know it'll be surreal to everybody, because my life has been like a movie.
Michael Vick bringing the Mike Vick Comedy Explosion Tour. You can check out the Strand Theater online and get tickets online at the Strand Theater's website. It all stemmed from being the wrong end of a prank phone call on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, and it's turned into a group 4 comedians. Is that right? 4 or 5 comedians part of the Comedy Explosion?
It's going to be 5.
5 comedians. It's going to be a big show right here in Shreveport. It's his first. It's the premiere, right? You're making the debut. Why did you guys choose Shreveport? Last question. Why did you choose Shreveport to make the debut of the Mike Vick Comedy Explosion Tour?
I wanted to go somewhere that I don't normally go, and where I probably won't be or find myself in for a long time place. And, when we was going through the options, felt like I could do it anywhere. Philly, New York, New Jersey, Shreveport, Louisiana just popped up, and I heard about the great people that's out there and the culture in the background, so I felt like it was a great market.
Well, very good. We hope you have a safe trip here. We hope that everything goes the way that you guys want it to go, and we really appreciate you spending some time with us. I know that you're a busy man. Thanks for hanging out with us for a few minutes here on the Tim Fletcher Show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Mike Vick here on 1130 The Tiger. All right, guys, let's take a time out. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. The Tim Fletcher Show, presented to you by Landers Fiat, home of the Fiat 500L. 4 doors, 7 airbags, priced under $20K. There's a reason why you see so many hot Italian models catting around town now, because people are falling in love with Fiats. Whether it's the Fiat 500 or the 4-door Fiat 500L, people are digging these things. Great gas mileage, really cool to drive, fun to drive, got some pep in the step. It's basically the dual-threat quarterback of vehicles when you think about it. The Fiat 500L at Landers Fiat, the #1 Fiat dealership in Louisiana. Go Fiat.com. Your reaction to Mike Vick when we come back on the Tim Fletcher Show, 1130 The Tiger.
A Harley-Davidson isn't something you just ride. It's a place inside your head. It's where you go